if you're 6-7 cars back and you see the car turn left and there's 3, 4, and 5 lengths before the next car gets in the intersection, I'm screaming, move your ass. The green arrow is time sensitive. Welcome back to the PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 85.
And that is the nickname and the IQ of Aaron in Alien 3.
Oh, I don't know much about Alien 3. I've seen it.
Alien 3, that's the one where they go to that prison or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the weirdest settings.
Well, I heard the director's cut is a lot better than the theatrical cut.
Okay, that's a normal thing.
But I've only watched it one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jeepers.
My cords are havoc. Also, in 1985, I was born.
Yes, you were. And Alex is like, yay!
Alex
Yay,
wasn't.
85. I have nothing for 85.
You weren't a twinkle in your parents' eyes yet.
Not for another 4 years.
Yep. Yeah. And today is my 30th birthday.
Happy birthday, Club
Happy
30.
birthday.
How do you feel about turning 30?
I actually hear that like the 30s are actually a really good time in your life. So it's where you actually get settled down for most people.
Depends on where you are in life.
Exactly, that
It
too.
depends,
But
yeah.
yes, it can be.
Right.
I've heard a lot of people have like their most creative like outbursts in their 30s. Like they hit their milestone of, I don't know, where they come up with something and decide this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So I was a little upset last week. I was like, oh man, I'm going to be 30. I'm going to feel old. I'm going to be in the other demographic now, where it's like, oh, what's your age? 18 to 25, 26 to 30.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Or sometimes like 18 to 29, and then 30 to. There's different demographics for different surveys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh man, but it's not a big deal.
So how do you feel now?
Good. I got the Gallahorn.
Yeah, you do. I'm actually like super jealous.
Yeah, I'll on YouTube I'll have a slider going up.
Ooh,
on
I
it.
know. Now you buy one for her birthday.
Oh shit.
And then
And I
asked
asked her. I said, "Is this the only color it comes in?"
Oh yeah, because that's the black one.
Yeah,
that's
the iron Gallahorn.
That's the one that came out when Rise of Iron came out. Mm-hmm. When everyone got the Gallahorn, and it was.
If you didn't watch the precast show, you can
shame on you
to one of our platforms, and he unwraps it, and you can see it.
Yeah, unwrapping of it.
So go to our Facebook because that's where it's saved. Well, I guess and our
Twitter and not Instagram.
Well, Instagram it's up for 24 hours.
Yeah. But you should do like an unboxing.
Ooh, yeah, you
I should probably do that. Thank you for mentioning that.
Mm-hmm. I'm smart. Let's jump right into it because we got a lot to cover.
Yeah, we do.
Let's talk about The Punisher real quick.
Yeah.
Yes, let's talk about
So I'm
The Punisher.
surprised you guys started watching. You did not tell me.
We didn't want to.
We started it last night.
Yeah, we didn't really want to say anything because we weren't sure if we were even going to like it.
So
it was more we sat down last night and we're like, oh, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this. And Josh goes, well, oh yeah, The Punisher. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. So wait, like we completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
So I have a problem with the first episode.
Me too.
Why?
Okay.
I don't even remember.
Well, I guess we'll call it spoiler. They're not major spoilers, but enough to. It kind of. We'll say 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
well, it's just a real simple thing. Just 5 minutes.
So at the end of Daredevil season 2,
mm-hmm.
they position him. He's going to be this kick-ass Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In episode 1, he's like, nope. And he throws away his
fucking vest.
His vest with the skull on it.
Alex said the funniest thing last night.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. So as he's throwing his vest away, I go, man, Brett would have liked that.
Yeah,
I looked at Josh and he's
send
like,
it to me.
Damn, yeah, you're right.
He really would have. Yeah. And I had that like it. right when it goes in, it's like the Punisher was his past, and he's not that anymore. I mean, I don't know where the series is going to go. We're only so far in. We're only on the 4th episode. You're on the 8th, so we can only talk so much about it. I mean, you could probably accidentally
They're definitely
spoil.
not, at least for the first few episodes, they don't really reference him as Frank Castle anymore. Almost everyone is calling him the Punisher.
Oh, well, yes. And then he has changed his identity.
Yes, to
Pete Caglioni or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
A lot of identifiable people in this show.
Yeah.
Where Alex is like, I recognize them. It's like, okay, I kind of need to look it up on IMDb.
Oh, I almost didn't recognize anybody.
Karen's there from Daredevil. She's a main character.
Oh, that Karen. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Karen.
the only one that I recognize.
One of the guy who almost shoots his dad. He's
Lewis.
Yeah.
He was in a show. Do you have Hulu right now?
Yeah.
I would recommend you watch 11/22/63.
Ooh,
It's a
you would
mini
definitely like
series.
that.
It's based off of Stephen King, going back in time. I think we might have talked to you about this already.
We talked about it on the podcast when we watched it.
But that character almost shoots his dad. It plays. Oh my gosh, who is the?
I don't remember.
Who's the guy who?
He's a main character in the show.
In 11/22/63, he plays the assassin of JFK, and I can't.
Yes.
I can't. Harvey Oswald.
There we
Yes,
go.
Yeah, he plays Harvey
that's right.
Oswald.
Yeah.
So Alex and I were like, "Oh my god, we recognize him." And I was like, all I had to do was just see his face on IMDb, and I knew because they didn't portray him very much. And I was like, okay, he's a pretty stunning character, and he's definitely major in this because he's a big star already with that Hulu series.
I told Josh, I was like, don't look it up. You're going to get something spoiled for you.
Nothing was spoiled. I didn't look at the full cast.
As far as going from the first episode, he basically gets pulled back into this killer by someone who was also betrayed in a way by the government.
Yep.
The Micro.
Micro,
Yeah.
yes.
Micro.
Now, it's funny, their relationship early in the series, they hate each other, but
Well,
they're working together.
Well,
That's where
I think
we're
it's
at.
because Frank isn't sure why.
He's
like
alone.
all he knows is someone is out there and knows who he
Yeah.
is and is following him around. So his automatic is to defend himself and get rid of that person.
He's a lone wolf. He likes to do work
He
alone and
works alone,
stuff.
sure.
But Micro, the episode that we ended on is where he was interrogating him in his building. That's where we ended.
Got him tied to the chair.
Yeah, and then he did the pen thing, and I was just like, oh man. I was waiting.
Yeah.
I think it was the second episode, or it might have been the first. I mean, they blended together very well. Where he was in the construction zone, and the his new friend or whatever, the Spanish guy, gets beat up and everything, and I was just waiting for Frank to just become that guy again. He had the sledgehammer in hand multiple times, and I was just like, come on!
And he uses it.
I know, it was
It's
just like
pretty friggin'
whoa.
crazy.
The scene where they do a flashback to the job that he had to do in the army,
Oh,
where he's, like a secret ops
Yeah.
person or whatever, and then that person just comes in while they're all bloodied up and
Did you
says,
kill the
like,
target?
did you get the target? Like,
and Frank's
and
like,
he
fuck you.
freaked-
Yeah.
He
like
freaks
I
out.
felt
So-
that. I was like, are you kidding me?
That was the Kandahar thing. That kind of was the end of. So in Daredevil season 2, when he's on trial and he's got Schoonover, that's the guy that when he's talking about, oh yeah, the officer or the soldier that he pulled out of there was me. Well, that's the guy that lost the
Lost
limb.
his arm.
Oh yeah.
So
okay,
the
I knew I
whole-
recognized him.
That
yeah.
when he was on the stand in Daredevil season 2, he's talking about that incident.
Okay. I
So-
kind of want to go back
Yeah,
and
as
watch.
we
Yeah,
were watching
yeah.
it, there's just so many references back to
And I
a lot
almost
of
went
like Punisher 1 and Daredevil 2 that I'm like, damn,
I
I need to go back
almost
and watch
went
it.
back through Daredevil season 2 and only watched the parts considering just to be fresh going into this.
Right.
But I didn't. But
A lot of information at once.
Yeah.
For this show.
so I think it's going well. I'm not loving it because it's basically starting from scratch.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to
Yes.
build a character. I mean, if this is as successful, then
I think the reason that we had that first episode where he throws away his vest is to say this is not Daredevil 2.
Yeah,
this is the Punisher.
They don't rely on people who haven't seen Daredevil 2 to know what's going on, which is probably smart. Yeah. But I just wanted it to go right into him kicking ass.
Right. Know? And it takes a while because for Daredevil itself, like for season 1,
he didn't even get the costume until season 2, right?
Well, yeah, the costume, but it took a long time for you to see him kick some ass.
Yeah.
Like you just saw him do this and that, but that hallway scene in season 1,
yeah,
that's one of the best scenes ever on
great.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
So
moving on.
It's a good show.
Watch it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're...
We're not through it yet, but
no,
it's a good show.
I'm sure we'll have a synopsis next week of the rest of the season.
I'd say so, yeah.
This week, and really starting Saturday, like 4 notable people died.
Yeah. I see some on there. I only know 1.
Okay, so... Sure, yeah, you know more than one.
I probably do.
The one I'm thinking you know is Charles Manson.
Oh, of course. Who doesn't know Charles Manson?
But I know you know Malcolm Young because I pointed it out.
Josh, Malcolm Young died on Saturday.
Okay.
AC/DC.
Oh yeah, duh. Sorry. It's been a busy week.
Not the lead guitar. That's Angus Young, but I believe he's classified as rhythm guitar.
And he had to quit. Because
he did have to quit because he had dementia.
He had dementia.
His nephew took over for him.
Mm-hmm.
And
that I feel like that wasn't that long ago.
I think it was in January, wasn't it?
No, it was 2015, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
I
totally wrong.
When they did the Grammys in 2015, Steve is his name. Steve Young was on guitar.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it was before Brian Johnson had to quit. Which was 2016.
Wow.
So
okay, that's what I was thinking.
Malcolm Young and Angus were founders of AC/DC, and Malcolm had to step down because of dementia. So he has died. He was only, I think, 63.
Oh,
so,
yeah, he was younger. He wasn't very old. I don't consider 63 old.
No. But it's sad because
he's a legend.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And he's got his own rock band.
I wonder if he was on the cover.
I
AC/DC Live. I want to show this to you, Brett.
Yeah, I don't know.
And on YouTube, you'll see the slider of it.
We'll save Charles Manson to the end, but David Cassidy, who I don't know a lot about, but he was Keith Partridge from the Partridge Family.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook this morning.
So a 70s teen heartthrob.
Yep. That would have been big for my
him?
mother.
That's Angus Young.
Oh, that's Angus Young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Angus Young is the lead guitar.
That. Okay.
Yeah. But so David Cassidy, he was a little bit older. I think he was 70.
Yeah, I think he was in his 70s.
But a kind of a
Partridge
cultural
family.
figure from the 70s. Partridge Family was the family of singers that traveled in the bus.
Oh my God! Yeah, and then the Brady Bunch tried to mimic that.
I don't know much about the Partridge Family.
I don't either.
Show, but a notable character or notable
I watched.
Person.
There was I believe there was a back in the 90s. I think there was a movie that was made.
Probably like a kind of reunion.
That I remember that.
Yeah,
but I obviously
when
I didn't watch
when
that
I
when I
first
was
saw it, I got confused, and I shouldn't have because I know the difference. But I was thinking Scott Baio. And Scott Baio did Joni Loves Chachi.
Okay.
And I believe Chachi was a character in maybe Happy Days. I'm not sure about that. But he had his own, and then he did Charles in Charge.
Oh, I just know that song from Scrubs. Charles in Charge.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they might have done the song on Family Guy too.
Oh, I'm sure.
In a bit,
Family Guy does all those crazy callbacks to old stuff.
Final one. There's one more. Terry Glenn, who was really just a football player. Not to say just, but not to minimize anybody's death. But he played for the Packers.
Okay.
He played for the Patriots, and he played for the Cowboys. And those are the 3 teams that I remember. But he was not very young, very old. He was probably only in his 40s. And I'm not sure. I did not look to see how he passed. But
wow. A lot of people dying young.
Yeah. And then we have Charles Manson.
What a fuck.
Yeah. So
Josh. So I woke up. I don't remember. Was it Sunday that it was announced? Sunday. I think
it was Monday actually.
Monday. I was sick Monday.
Yes. Yeah. I was up with Alex Sunday night.
Yeah. But
it was a rough night.
I just remember Josh coming in the room, or no, he was in the podcast room, and he's like, "So Charles Manson died," and I was like, okay.
I mean, there's really, what can you say?
Like, I have no...
I know what you can say.
What?
cue the Joker line from the original, or not the original, but the 89 Batman, I'm glad you're dead.
I'm glad you're dead. I mean,
I forgot about that.
No, he was a cult leader, and he was actually innocent because it wasn't him that did the massacre.
The first thing I saw is on Facebook when people were, so one of the radio stations around here that I listen to, I follow on Facebook, and they had posted it. And I started to, it saw that there was 200 comments. So I was just looking at what people are saying about it, and there was a handful of people that were trying to defend him.
Yeah,
defend his death.
Why?
There was people that were saying he should have died a free man and all this stuff. I'm like, do you know how much the world would be fucked up if he would have gotten into more people's heads?
Well, he's very influential. I mean, he was a cult leader.
We're not defending him.
Not at all.
No.
But he was innocent. But
he didn't do the.
He didn't
killings.
commit the crime.
No, but hey, if you go and you're involved with dropping someone off to go murder somebody, then
I wouldn't use the word innocent. I would say
he was involved.
He didn't
do the killing.
But
still, it's just one thing.
I remember watching that stuff back in high school in sociology. Watching documentaries and stuff. Sociology was such a fun class just because I liked learning about, I don't know, that stuff was exciting to see.
Yeah, sociology was a good
getting in
class
people's
in high
heads
school.
and stuff. And I just remember a whole week was just on Charles Manson.
Yeah. Yeah.
So other things, I don't know how true it is, but I thought this was super stupid. But there were people on Twitter tweeting about Marilyn Manson. They were confusing it and saying Marilyn Manson died. I'm like, are you
good Lord.
serious, people? Get your facts straight.
Yeah, people. It's. Oh well. I want to touch on that with getting your facts straight. Mm-hmm. Linkin Park won the AMA.
I want to talk about that
for alternative rock.
Yes, favorite alternative rock artist
of the year.
Yeah,
and it's people not reading things properly and jumping the gun. People were claiming that Linkin Park was thrown out of the AMAs because they did not have the proper tickets to get in.
Yeah. So, and if you actually
they won a fucking award.
If you would have gone on to it was the people that knew that it was a joke. If you actually followed Mike is he's now the head of Linkin Park. He's on his Instagram 24/7 and is always posting stuff. So, and Instagram is kind of like Facebook where you can post stories, short videos and stuff, and make a story. Well, I guess Snapchat too, everything. So he was on there, and I woke up and I was watching it, and it is hilarious. It's posted all over the internet now. You should go check it out. But it's these little snippets of him pretty much pretending that, oh my God, they're hiding from security, and because they don't have they took a picture. I don't remember if they got the right pass or not, but either way, I think what happened was somebody, the announcer, when he was presenting the award, he didn't realize that they were, I think they didn't RSVP, they didn't say they were actually going to be there, and they showed up anyway.
Yeah.
So when they went up, when you actually watch them go and give their speech, they say, and the winner is Linkin Park. Well, Mike stands up with who went up there?
Brad and Rob.
Yeah, Brad and Rob went up there.
Brad and Rob.
But they stood up and walked up there, and he was all confused. And he's Mike's yeah, guys, we're not supposed to be here, but we're here. And so, and then they did a speech, which was really nice. And but in this Instagram story, there's videos of him going through security or trying to go through security, and the security guard waving them down, saying, whoa, wait a second. He's no, I swear we're supposed to be here. We just won an award. And they're holding the award.
Yeah.
But it made it look like they really did get kicked out of the AMAs.
It's people thinking things are true before they actually read into them.
No, he was totally trolling the whole time.
Yeah.
So I guess last thing to say is Charles Manson is probably burning in hell right now. So.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. I got a bunch of small stuff.
He gets a pineapple shoved up his ass every day, in Little Nicky with Hitler.
Oh, God.
Do you guys not remember that? Fine.
Yes,
I didn't
do.
see Little Nicky.
You've never seen it?
You've never seen Little Nicky?
Real short clips of it, and I just
really
the way he talks annoys me.
It does. It's yeah.
So
okay.
I got
anyways,
several,
let's move
on. Quick stories here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Georgia Dome, which is where the Atlanta Falcons used to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that was
it was demolished.
Yeah,
it's either this week or last week. But anyway, because they opened a new enormous, crazy,
and
nice...
things are so cheap there. Like you can afford to eat there at the game. Like
really?
Oh yeah, I know. I know that the commissioner or whoever runs it said that they froze their prices to be low.
Oh,
okay.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Like it's the cheapest stadium to eat and actually enjoy the game and stuff. It's crazy. It's like, why doesn't everyone else do this?
It's a really nice. It's the Mercedes-Benz. I'm not sure if it's Superdome or Mercedes-Benz Arena or whatever, but it gets nicknamed the butthole because the top opens up in like a spiral kind of way. So
we saw that. That's right. Yeah, because yep. I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, so the Georgia Dome is being demolished, and they do it, in a very controlled environment so that it all kind of collapses upon itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, Atlanta, busy city, you don't want shit
you
flying
don't
everywhere.
want shit flying everywhere. It's a city.
So,
We're just going to blow this shit up.
they were broadcasting it.
Oh, did you watch it?
I didn't. But the Weather Channel, of all things, had... and they weren't the only outlet that did this, but they bought an area and were videotaping this. However, so you see, now I didn't actually watch this, I just heard about it, but you see like the first round of charges go off before it all actually starts to fall. Well, after that first round, because it goes for a full lap, a bus pulls up and parks in front of the camera.
Oh my God.
And the whole thing falls down and is over before the bus moves.
Oh no.
It's kind of like oh my gosh.
Oh, that
Tropic
sucks.
Thunder, where they're not filming in the
Oh yeah, where the things explode. Yep.
And I'm just thinking, if you are a producer and you set this shot up, how do you not get above the traffic?
Right.
I mean,
they have cranes for
I'm
those
guessing
things.
maybe they were just parked on the street and filming it that way, but that's a terrible oversight.
Well,
Yes.
I wonder how much they paid
Exactly.
to sit there.
And also, it's a complete loss of whatever they paid.
Yes.
Well, it's the Weather Channel, first of all.
It
What are
is,
they doing
but-
there?
I was just thinking, hey, this might get some ratings.
Yeah, maybe.
They
You
don't. Okay, first
It's
of all,
By the way, it's going to
Clearly
be
not
sunny
weather-
today for the demolition.
Clearly not weather related.
well, yeah, exactly. Like, why does the Weather Channel think that they need views? It is weather. They're bringing out all these shows.
Hey, I'm one of their top viewers.
This I know you are, but this is what pisses me off about what has changed TV. History Channel is not about history anymore.
Nope.
You have to get a different station to watch history stuff. The Weather Channel is doing stuff like that too. I'm sure they play Deadliest Catch on there or something, or Ice Road Truckers, or things like that.
Discovery, yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying like they probably syndicate that.
Yeah.
On the Weather Channel. Just a thought. I mean, I'm not sure if they do or not.
Well,
but
a big, like you say, a big part of Ice Road Truckers and Deadliest Catch is the weather.
yeah,
So
it'd be perfect on the Weather
Your
Channel.
point is making sense.
So it's bothering me that Cartoon Network used to air old 80s, 70s, 60s cartoons. They don't do that anymore. You have to get Boomerang.
Yep.
It's bullshit.
Boomerang
MTV
bullshit.
does not play music.
No, it doesn't. It hasn't in a while.
Ratings are a big thing, and just in your MTV example, they don't bother going to or artists don't bother using MTV because of YouTube.
And then MTV made MTV2, and they don't play that shit on there either.
Yep.
They had to do MTV hits.
I mean, is VH1 even a channel anymore?
Yeah, actually, they actually have drama shows on there now too.
Yeah.
I remember who was it? There was a rapper. Can't remember his name, but they had a reality show on there from him. I don't remember what someone finds love or something. I don't remember what it was called. But a lot of those TV stations that were meant for one thing have completely flopped to a whole nother thing, and it pisses me off.
Well, times change.
They do, and ugh.
All right. Something interesting that I found just yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I saw this thing called Movie Throwbacks from Lids. Do you know what Lids is?
That's a hat company.
Yeah, it's a hat company.
It's kind of evolved from hats to more sports apparel and then even pop culture.
Okay.
But what that is they've taken full size you can wear jerseys from different sports movies.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I start looking through the list, and
I'm sure Mighty Ducks is on there.
there's 3 Mighty Ducks players.
Yeah.
You got Goldberg, Charlie Conway, Adam Banks.
Okay.
They got Bobby Boucher's Mud Dogs jersey.
Nice.
The bowl jersey, the
Yeah.
nice
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
They had let me pull it up because a lot of good ones. Now I've never seen it, but they had a couple players from Major League.
Oh, really?
So like Willie Mays Hayes and Vaughn, which
Vaughn.
was Charlie Sheen's character.
I've never seen the movie. I've wanted to. I hear it's funny.
I've seen it a lot.
I was telling our
My
friend
mom has it.
I was telling our friend Rick about it. He's like, "You gotta watch Major League," because
Wait, Rick's never seen Major League?
no, he has seen
Oh,
Major
okay.
League because he was telling me I
Oh,
should
okay.
see Major League.
Okay.
So
Wait,
they
have
had.
you not?
Oh
This
my
is
goodness.
the third time that I've said it, Alex.
So you...
I have not seen Major League.
Okay, that just like went over my head because you were talking about it like you had seen it.
Rick has seen it. He was telling me I should see it.
I know, and that confused me because you were talking like you had seen it.
I know that. I mean, I know the characters from it to
Okay,
an
all right,
extent.
all right. That confused me.
I think
Wow.
the one that
I was
would
confused too.
I would like the most is Shane Falco from The Replacements.
I've never seen The Replacements. That's Keanu Reeves' character, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
You had Chitwood from The Hoosiers, which is another movie I haven't seen. I'm going to get
It's
a
the
lot
Gene
of heat for
Hackman
that one.
right?
Yes.
I haven't seen it either. Have you? You might have seen it. I mean, I don't know.
No.
No. Wonder if they have Remember the Titans on there.
They had Julius Campbell.
Really?
Yep.
That's nice.
And they have Booby Miles from Friday Night Lights.
Okay. I remember
which
that
is the
movie.
running back.
Yeah.
They had Al Bundy's number 33 jersey, which
Oh, really?
I am not real familiar with because I didn't watch a lot of Married with Children.
I haven't
But
either.
Rick really liked that one.
That movie or that show, it was just it was kind of annoying,
It
Married
was-
with
Yes.
Children.
It was, it was,
I went to bed.
I don't even know how
I
to.
went to bed with it on.
it was kind of one of those early comedies that pushed the boundaries of clean almost.
Kind of like Roseanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But I would argue it's a little bit worse than Roseanne.
Well, yeah, I mean, he sits with his hand down his pants on the couch.
Yeah, he does.
Now, you might remember this, Josh. Do you remember the XFL?
Yeah.
Do you remember the guy who wore "He Hate Me" on his jersey?
Mm-mm.
There was a guy named Rod Smart that played in the XFL, which was only around for 1 year, but they put weird stuff on their jerseys for their names, and he put "He Hate Me" on the back, and he became famous for this. And he went on to play for the Carolina Panthers for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
So his jersey's on there, and it actually
Nice.
says, I'll show you, on the back, "He hate me."
He hate me.
And I don't remember, because he was asked about it.
Do they have Space Jam?
They do not have
what?
Space
Oh,
Jam.
damn it.
Oh, I would have gotten a Space Jam jersey.
They got Happy Gilmore's Boston Bruins jersey,
I was going to think they probably did that.
which is a pretty cool one. Let's see. Got Clark Griswold's 00 jersey from Christmas Vacation, the Blackhawks jersey that he's wearing in the morning.
Yep.
You got Forrest Gump's Alabama jersey.
Nice.
And the other one I really liked was Paul Cruz Mean Machine jersey from The Longest Yard.
Oh, okay.
So Adam Sandler's
Oh,
football
okay.
jersey.
Yep.
Man, I'm surprised they
And
don't have Space Jam.
Another one that Rick liked, which was Ray Finkel from Ace Ventura.
Nice.
Really? Oh my
And
gosh.
they're not like outrageously priced when you talk about a football jersey. They're $70.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
So that's pretty cool. And there's a lot more from movies that I'm not real familiar with. But I just thought that's a really cool kind of nerdy thing that
Yeah.
I don't know how much I would wear jerseys anymore, especially since the only jersey of a real player that I would wear has been retired for 5 years. So.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
But I just thought that's cool, kind of just a gift to the fans, I guess, because
Well, you
like-
I've really never seen that before.
You like Dak Prescott?
Yeah, but if I was going to wear a jersey, it's going to be for a player that I really like.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a player I really like right now.
Yeah.
Plus, I think, as you get to be an adult, I mean, just kind of weird to wear jerseys.
I have a jersey.
Do you ever wear it?
I don't see the Vikings very often, so
I think the only time we've really worn it was when we got to like Wings and
Is there a name on it?
it's Peterson's.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
It's outdated, but
but it hey, we're supporting when we liked him.
Right. Well, I mean, it's not like I hate him. Isn't he playing on the
Arizona,
the Cardinals? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he's even. I wonder if he's doing well.
No, they're using him.
Are they?
Yeah.
Who has him?
Rick. No, I don't remember. I think Rick has. No, I don't remember. Who's the? No, I have no idea.
Go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Somebody has him in our league.
Okay.
I've seen him, and it's a hit or miss with the points.
Right. Well, that's with everybody on fantasy, and right now it's like everybody in our fantasy.
Well, I'm talking single digits versus double.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that happens a lot.
What's this teaser trailer?
Oh, we saw the.
So the teaser trailer, which I'm somewhat excited for, is the Incredibles 2 teaser came out.
Yeah.
And it looks adorable.
You want to know something? Have you
What?
seen The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got this shown to me. You know, their youngest Jack has Jack has all of these different powers that he just can't control. He's a jack of all trades.
Oh, interesting.
I think they just waited way too long to put out a sequel to that movie.
I think it's fine. I'll still go see it. It looks adorable.
I'm sure it will be fine, but
I'm sure it'll be great.
Kids that watch The Incredibles are now like
they've got to be at least teenagers
out of
to
high
adults.
school.
Yeah.
I don't know when the first
Incredibles was like
came out.
04.
Yeah, it was right after Toy Story 2, I think.
Because I believe I was a senior. I think because I was talking about this with a guy at work, and where I was a senior in high school, which was 04.
I wasn't crazy about
And
The
it's not
Incredibles, but I
even
liked it.
out yet. I think it's slated for 2019. So you're talking 15 years.
Oh, I didn't even see when it's coming out. I just saw that it's
2018, by the way, for The Incredibles 2.
All right,
Okay.
so 14 years after the.
And the first Incredibles came out in 2004.
Told you.
Fucking A.
Oh my God, Brett, your head.
No, I just said we looked this up at work.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Sorry. Alex and I have had a very trying day.
It's been a long day.
I will say though, before we looked it up, I was thinking it was 2005.
Either
Okay.
way, oh my God, you're
But
off
it's
by
just a year.
year.
I mean, it came out on Blu-ray DVD. I don't know if it came out on Blu-ray at that
Yeah,
time.
it not at the time.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't think, but it's been re-released.
Oh, never mind. It's DVD. You don't want it. Lion King is going to be on sale for Black Friday.
I already have it.
Oh, you do?
I bought the Blu-ray. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I remember you saying it's too overpriced for that stuff.
Doesn't Jared
Well,
have the
it's-
Lion King in 3D for his 3D TV?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they are because when they come out, when the Disney movie comes out on Blu-ray, it's always $25.
Yeah. It's just and then like I saw that Rogue Squadron's going to be like I think it was 15 for I think DVD
Yeah.
on Black Friday. I'm
Yeah,
like,
because right now
really?
it's 20. Regular price is 20.
that's hardly
on
a
DVD.
deal. That's hardly a deal.
That's Disney for you.
Well, I mean, the fact that Disney's just taken over the world right now.
Yeah.
So what do we got next?
So I had an interesting traffic situation on the way over here.
Another.
You just
Well, it has been well documented at least me and Josh's road rage tendencies.
well, Alex has worse road rage than any of us.
Okay.
Believe it or not,
All
I
right,
do.
then we're just a table of road ragers.
Right.
So
We're the Road Rage podcast.
on the street that you live on,
Yes.
there are, for a portion of it, there are 2 southbound lanes and 1 northbound lane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say you're going south
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
in the left lane so that you can turn left.
I know. I hate it.
And it's rush hour.
I hate it.
So let's say you live in that residential area where you have to turn left.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, if it were you and you lived there, would you sit there and wait for a break when there's almost never one? Or would you go down to the light and do it that way? Just, it's maybe
With how many times I've
it's-
seen it, I'd go to the light
I'm
and
confused.
turn around.
I'm confused. What do we
So you're waiting.
You're talking down here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're waiting to turn left,
Okay.
blocking the people behind you. And
Okay.
the
And it's
people
rush
behind
hour.
you are most likely unable to get into the right lane because all the right laners are going by.
Yes.
Oh, okay, by Ready Med.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
When people
I'm
have to turn
thinking-
left there in rush hour, it is ridiculous. Like they have got to expand that
They're
area.
expanding that area. They're expanding that entire road.
Oh, they better.
So I guess my point is, do you find yourself making exceptions to your route so as not to inconvenience other drivers?
Me personally, if I have to turn left out of our addition, I will go. I'll take a
other
left
way.
and go
Yes.
all the way around and go that way.
I'm more patient
I'm not.
But with that turn, I get so irritated with the people that turn left that that I know just coming from a passerby, I would probably actually turn around and go the other way.
But let's not. I mean, I use this as an example, but don't limit it to that. Would you, if it meant inconveniencing you a little bit, do something so as not to inconvenience 10 other drivers?
Fuck them.
My first initial reaction is to just sit there and wait. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't do much about it.
Another thing
because it's there for a reason. I'm able to turn for a reason.
Well, again, there's no turn lane, so you're literally blocking.
Yeah, you're literally
traffic
stopping traffic. I know.
Yeah.
And waiting for who knows how long with the northbound traffic. So here's another example.
That's the thing. You also have to think about it. I have the right to do that. I'm
do.
turning left. So, I mean, it does get a little tense. It's almost like I could feel it.
Because right. You think 10 people are like cursing you, like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
I know. At the same time, if it's been, it's also for me. I just get I get impatient, and sometimes I'll just go ahead and I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that because with that exact example, I think it's like 2 blocks down is a light where you could turn left and get into the residential streets that way to where you don't have to block traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's
But if you've never driven down that street before and your GPS is telling you take a left right there,
you
will feel the tension
you wouldn't
of
be
stopping
able to
traffic.
do these things if you don't know the area.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But just for one thing that burns me up every time, when you're in a left turn lane and you get the arrow and you piddle punk around.
I hate it.
Turning left, dragging ass.
Yes.
Piddle punk around.
That was the clean version.
Fiddle fart.
See, so if I'm like either the first one or I'm behind somebody who's thinking like me, I'll ride their ass out of the turn lane so that more cars get to go on the green arrow.
Right.
Or if I'm first, I zip out of there because if you're 6-7 cars back and you see the car turn left and there's 3, 4, and 5 lengths before the next car gets in the intersection, I'm screaming, move your ass. The green arrow is time sensitive.
It very much so is. Well, Alex
thing.
just had that issue today where she was trying to turn left and the arrow didn't even give it to her. And,
that's infuriating.
And I told her
it was a 10-second light.
Yeah.
And it didn't let me and the person in front of me go. It was a yield left.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't an arrow. They let everyone else go and then they just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then then we didn't get the light.
There's that one light if you're heading south into downtown. I think it's at Crescent, where it's not a hard left turn. It's kind of a soft.
Yeah.
And that green arrow there is literally like 5 seconds before it goes
Crescent
yellow.
and Anthony is what you're talking about.
That's it.
Right by the tattoo place and the fire station.
It's awful.
Oh, that one.
Tip top.
Yeah,
yeah,
that one.
Yep.
That arrow's the worst. But anyway, so I just had to rant about.
At that earlier, the same intersection that you were referring to, Josh and I absolutely hate that intersection because it either gives you a green arrow or it doesn't give you a green arrow. And Josh and I would be able to go up there, the light turn yellow and then red, and then we sit there in the left turn lane, which means, we should automatically get that green arrow. We will sit there with a shit ton of traffic, and they'll give us give them the green arrow and not us.
Yeah.
I almost feel like they do it like there's someone watching the camera and they know when our car is there.
Probably.
And the other thing is when it's the middle of the night and we're driving, the shit still happens.
And no one else is on
and
the
no
road.
one else is there.
It's so upsetting. So to move on from there, we wanted to touch on the Nintendo GameCube.
Sure.
It
15-year birthday.
15-year birthday for the Nintendo GameCube. And Brett, you're just like, well, who cares? But it was on November 18th is when it was launched in the North America. Mm-hmm. It was discontinued in 2007. So that was right when the Wii launched. Okay. So like as soon as the GameCube or the Wii launched, the GameCube was done.
Yeah. As soon as the Wii was announced, the GameCube was done.
Well, it's like the GameCube was just like, well, we're done. It's done. I mean, it only lived like.
Well, you can definitely say it was third in its generation.
Oh yeah.
PS2, Xbox, and then GameCube, or I don't know what was first. I'm pretty sure PS2
360
sold
came
better.
out 2 years before the GameCube was discontinued. How crazy!
Not discontinued. Yes.
Yeah.
But the GameCube is widely. I'm not sure what word I'm looking for.
Well, people hated it, but
I'm saying it's in the time period with Xbox and PS2. That's the generation.
Yeah. It was the I had the 6th generation.
Yeah.
And the code name for it, oddly enough, was called Dolphin. Codename Dolphin.
Lame.
They've always codenamed all of their consoles and stuff.
I think they all do.
Yeah, they always do. It sold 21.74 million consoles, which is not a lot.
Not too much, yeah.
That's not a lot. That's like
I
Not when
honestly, you were the only
that's
person.
a sliver of the population.
When I met you 15 years ago,
I had a GameCube.
you were the only person I knew with a GameCube.
Everyone had a PlayStation. Everyone had an Xbox.
Yeah.
No one had a GameCube. It's because I was subject to
Nintendo.
staying on Nintendo until Brett and I we would have
Argument.
so
after
many
argument.
fights talking about what's better.
That was the first GameCube I had ever seen. Was your GameCube when you were playing Crazy Taxi?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I want to talk about the launch titles, and I want to tell you guys these. What a shit launch. Okay.
What a shit launch.
Didn't they have that really bad Star Wars game?
They had Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader.
No, that's not it.
Okay, so the launch titles were All-Star Baseball 2002, Batman Vengeance, Crazy Taxi, which was a port from the
Arcade?
No, Dreamcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX 2, Disney's Tarzan Untamed, Luigi's Mansion, Madden NFL 2002, NFL Hits 2002, and I said Star Wars, Super Monkey Ball, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and Wave Race Blue Storm.
There's like 2 games on there that were okay.
Probably Luigi's Mansion and Crazy Taxi were... Tony Hawk was pretty big, too.
I was thinking more Tony Hawk.
So my biggest problem with the GameCube is the controller.
Actually, everybody loves the controller.
Which is surprising. I know Smash people do.
Yes, there is a port for the Wii U, and now the Switch will take that port. So you can use the GameCube controller on the Switch. People love that
adapter?
controller. What?
Show me a picture of it. I don't even. I know we've
You
got.
don't remember the controller?
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I have 4 of them sitting downstairs.
When's the last time I held a GameCube controller?
I don't know, but dang.
I knew it was weird looking.
Is there an adapter for the Switch? How do you plug it into the Switch?
USB. There's a USB adapter and there's a port of a 4 controller port.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have to buy the port.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I
With all the controller options of the Switch has, I'm surprised they're making a port for the GameCube.
Well, I'm thinking they're just going to be announcing Smash here soon, which is
Sure.
crazy.
Is that why you
because
always go for the GameCube controller when we play Smash?
No, it's just because everyone else has the other ones. I used the classic controller.
Oh,
I will say
like
though,
the Wii.
I bet the GameCube controller has aged better than the 64 controller.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a lot more comfortable to hold, and second of all, I'm sure the thumbstick has been, it's been more. What's the word I'm looking for? It's been advanced.
Yeah.
From the 64.
It's so weird thinking back in the day how good the 64 controller felt.
Oh yeah, it felt really
and
good.
now you hold it now, and it's like a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, just because offset sticks on a gamepad is just the way to go. You can't not do it from here on out.
Well, I mean, I'm holding the 360 controller right now, and that just feels wrong. Feel that.
It feels smaller than...
It feels like it's holding your hand outward.
Yeah.
You know? It doesn't feel right.
And I always thought the 360 controller is one of the best controllers
I thought
ever.
so too, but I'm liking the one controller a lot more.
The one controller is better.
It is better, yeah. But you just hold that. Doesn't that just feel like plastic?
Like it doesn't. Yeah, it feels uncomfortable.
Controllers
My
have
hands,
advanced.
like, okay, I can say this. Since we've had the one, I've never had my fingers or my hands cramp up while playing.
Really?
Now with the 360, with how much I played Call of Duty and Halo, there were times where I had to take finger breaks and stretches and stuff because of how cramped my fingers would
I
get.
think it's just the button placement.
I think it's too. I don't know. It's too cramped, is what it is.
It feels like you're holding something awkward.
The Xbox One controller is
my favorite controller.
Is solid.
The one controller that has not advanced is the PlayStation controller.
Well, the handles are longer on the DualShock 4.
I saw that. Like it's a little bit more comfortable looking.
I still have not held a DualShock 4. I do know that a DualShock 3 almost can't do it.
Wasn't that the one that didn't have vibration?
Now, DualShock 3 did. DualShock 2 did not, because DualShock 2 was still wired.
Okay. Okay.
But the DualShock 2 and the DualShock 3 are almost identical.
Yep. So, anything else we wanted to touch on here for the GameCube? I mean,
so they had
loved it.
the Double Dash Mario Kart, right?
Oh yeah, and a lot of people hated that.
I never played that one.
You had it.
I think I might still have it.
Yeah, I think you do.
What was cool about Double Dash is you could play 4-player on 2 different screens, or you could play 4-player on 4 different screens, because the 4-player, Jerry's taken off, by the way.
The
4-player, you have 2 players on a cart, and each one had their own special ability. And for me, my go-to was Waluigi and Baby Luigi. Mm-hmm. And I love Double Dash. I played the crap out of it. I loved it so much. But the thing is, like, it's just one of those party games, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other titles that were launched for it, Super Mario Sunshine wasn't very much of an interesting game, for Mario. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, I'm sure, where people are going to be like, Mario Sunshine was the best. No, I mean, it was an upgrade from 64, I'll tell you that. But, oh my God, I might sneeze. Don't want to sneeze on the podcast.
Okay.
So the GameCube was great. The only thing that probably killed it was the fact that it was a really small disc.
Yeah.
Real small, about the size of the top of a pop can.
I mean, every console's got its little glitches and stuff. Did you ever have anything wrong with your GameCube or special thing like blowing into the into the
cartridge or anything?
Yeah.
Well, my first GameCube actually quit on me. Like, it stopped reading discs, so I had to buy a second one.
Oh.
To continue on playing Nintendo games, which I was like, why didn't I try?
So did you have, because it was a
something?
disc? Did you have trouble, like if your disc got scratched like a CD? Did you have problems with it, like skipping or freezing?
No. It was. I think it was just my disc reader went out or whatever, and that's the first time I've had a Nintendo console quit on me. Like, my Wii is still going strong. Knock on wood there.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the GameCube. It was a great console. I got it on launch year. Like, I got it for Christmas in 2001.
Yeah.
And I got Madden 2002 and Super Smash Brothers, which I'm going to guess came out like a month later after the launch. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
I am not a NASCAR fan, but on Sunday, a notable driver is retiring after his race, and that is Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yep.
Oh, he is?
He is.
So is he driving on Sunday?
I believe he's driving,
So it's going to be his last one.
Yes.
Let's just hope he makes it through it.
Yes.
I mean, I said, when Brett told me that, he told me that downstairs, I was like, he said, oh, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to retire on Sunday. I was like, I actually said good. And he's like, what do you... He just paused, like, well, I meant good by the fact that he's made it to retirement.
Yeah.
Well,
as of now.
The thing is,
as of
so
recording.
his dad died on the track.
That was just,
But that doesn't happen very often. For a sport that has crashes every race and is incredibly dangerous because they're going incredibly fast, for a driver to actually crash and die doesn't happen real often.
He didn't get hit that hard either.
No, but he hit the wall hard, if I remember right.
I mean, he didn't get. It wasn't like a big crash that you'd be like, oh my God, I hope. Right. It was just like, oh, he just crashed, and then it's like, oh, he's done, he's dead, and it's like, what the fuck.
The thing is, Dale Earnhardt was really good. He's like one of the best racers ever.
Him and Jeff Gordon were competitors,
but at the same time, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has always been really famous because he's Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's never really won a lot. So a lot of people really don't like him because he's always in talks of being a great racer, but he's never really won. Whereas like somebody like Jimmy Johnson has won the points cup like 5 times.
Right.
But so it's just very interesting. He never really outlived his father's shadow, or however you want to say that. The one thing, he did get into a bit of a legal battle with his stepmom over, I'm not sure over what specifically, if it was the Earnhardt name. I believe it was the company, the race company, or the team.
It's his fucking name.
It is, but she married into it. So
what a bitch.
So I'm not really sure on the specifics of that, but I know it was not real good for him. But he's getting to retire, and that's, everybody likes to make it to be able to retire.
Yeah.
Yep.
I imagine it wouldn't surprise me at all if he went on TV.
Right. I mean, he was he's pretty good. I remember hearing him talk. He wasn't someone that you couldn't hardly understand,
Right.
you know. But,
Jeff Foxworthy always did a.
Oh yeah, I know that bit.
He's actually talking about Jeff Gordon. He's
Gordon,
like,
yeah.
NASCAR drivers hate Jeff Gordon because Jeff Gordon enunciates.
Yeah, pretty much. Jeff Foxworthy actually, before he became so family friendly, he used to be a real dirty comedian. I mean, I remember listening to a lot of his stuff that he performed in the 80s, and he was...
If you listen to almost any 80s comedy, it's a lot of dirty stuff.
Right. Speaking of comedy, Alex and I watched a documentary, Dana Carvey.
Oh, yes.
Too Funny to Fail, which is on Hulu.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It's really good.
So, did it talk about like his whole career?
It talked about...
It talks
right
about
after,
the Dana Carvey show
Yeah, right after he left Saturday Night Live, he wanted to do his own show.
The Dana Carvey show was like a afternoon talk show, wasn't it?
No. It was a skit comedy show.
Oh, was it? Okay.
A lot like SNL.
Did not last though.
No, because
we can talk a lot about this.
Yeah.
The first thing was it was a star-studded cast. It had Steve Carell and Stephen Colbert. Dana Carvey was on there, of course, and there was someone else. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
It only ran for 8 episodes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's why.
What network?
Well, that was the thing.
Hold on. I think whatever Home Improvement was on, because it
ABC
came on right after.
Yeah.
And the reason it failed was because of Home Improvement. Because Home Improvement was a family-friendly show, and Dana Carvey was not. It was very, like, off the wall, making fun of the president.
Was it like a 30-minute show?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was a 30-minute show. I never saw an episode on it or anything. They just talked about how they were just set up to fail from the get-go, but they had so many people on this show that were like, oh my gosh, how could this fail? It was
Louis C.K. was on there.
Louis C.K. was a writer. I know that for sure.
Yes, he was the head writer.
He's actually getting some heat in the media right now, too, with all the other stuff going on with Hollywood.
Heather Morgan.
I'm not sure who that is.
So
Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, Bob Odenkirk. Wow. I think he was a writer, too.
It says starring.
Oh, they actually performed.
Mm-hmm.
So Dana Carvey, of course, known for Saturday Night Live.
I was waiting for you to say stuff.
And of course, Garth.
Garth from Wayne's World.
He's done a lot of. He played George H.W. Bush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but it has always stuck in my head. Not gonna do it.
It actually only aired 7 of its planned 10 episodes.
Yeah, the 8th episode was canceled, and they never even got to show it because ABC. You were saying
it was
it
was controversial. It was very controversial.
Controversial.
Szechuan.
Szechuan.
I tell you, so Dana Carvey, one major player in the impressionist business is Frank Caliendo.
Oh, yeah.
But Dana Carvey, I remember every time he would go on The Tonight Show as a guest, I would watch because he was so good at impressions.
His stand-up's pretty good.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, he had one pretty recently. I don't remember what it was called, but I just remember hearing it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is Dana Carvey, and he was like, this could have killed their careers, this show. And it was the opener for the show, for the first episode that aired and premiered. They had
making fun of
they were making
president.
fun of Bill Clinton, and it was a little grotesque. Like, you can't really. How do I
for back then, in the early 90s, that I can see being. I know why it was very controversial.
Oh yeah, because basically they had the president breastfeeding puppies.
Wow.
Multiple. It
was.
Yeah.
I can see that now just being a ha funny thing, and people don't care just because of all the shit that's on the internet now. But for back then, that was bad.
Yeah, yeah. So
it was ahead of its time, in other words.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yes and no.
Yeah,
to an extent.
Yeah.
The other skit, a character I always remember him playing is the church lady.
Yes, and they had to actually get rights to that from SNL.
Yeah, and
they did it on episode 8, but it never aired, so they couldn't do it.
Yep.
So that it's really sad.
It's just the what we watched though was it's very interesting to watch how they all get together and they pretty much came from nothing.
Yeah, Steve Carell, if he did not get if he did not get anything out of this show, he would have been done. We would have never seen him on The Office, never seen him on 40-Year-Old Virgin or anything else that he's on now.
Him and
Stephen Colbert had an animated show on the Dana Carvey show. It was about two ambiguously homosexual characters. Like they were
like Batman and Robin.
Yeah. It was making fun of the old Batman and Robin shows, the cartoons, and so they luckily they got to put that on. I think it was SNL.
I don't
when the
remember
Dana
what they
Carvey
said.
show was removed. I think they were able to put that on there, and that's what built up both of their careers. Stephen Colbert is doing the Late Show, and Steve Carell, he's a movie star.
He's Steve Carell.
Not a lot of people like Steve Carell, but I wanted to also touch on the other comedy thing, Jim Carrey, the documentary on Netflix. We also watched that last weekend and talked about him portraying Andy Kaufman.
It's very weird to do a documentary of an actor playing a character in one of his movies.
Well,
it was the reason why they made it is because
he went crazy with it.
Well, there was that.
Okay,
it's called method acting.
Yes.
And you live that person's life.
But he thought he was possessed by the spirit of Andy Kaufman.
Well, Andy Kaufman was very influential on Jim Carrey.
Yes.
If you see any of Andy Kaufman's performances, you see Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and I didn't see that until so I'm probably
what was that? Here she comes to wreck the day. Yeah,
That's
Andy
that's
Kaufman
Andy Kaufman.
performed that, and Jim Carrey used that.
There's so many skits that they show of Andy Kaufman. You're like, my gosh, Jim Carrey says these lines in a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
So did they interview him for this?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a full
How
interview.
is he?
Oh, it's today. They're
That's
interviewing
what,
him
I
today.
mean. How's he doing? How's he look?
Good.
I mean, you saw him on Dumb and Dumber too.
Yeah, but that was 5 years ago.
He looks tired.
But what I'm
I'll tell you
thinking is
that.
this portrayal
fine.
of Andy Kaufman might have actually harmed his psyche in a way, because he was someone else for he was in depth someone else.
Well, and not too long ago, there was a thing with his girlfriend who she killed herself.
What?
You didn't hear? Seriously?
No.
Yeah.
Jenny McCarthy?
No.
It was
She's
before
dating
her.
Donnie Wahlberg.
He was dating Jenny McCarthy.
He was, but
I remember that video that went viral where Jim Carrey and Jenny McCarthy were on the beach, and then they switched bathing suits. He was wearing her bathing suit on the beach.
it pops up every now and then. I can't believe
I never
you guys
heard
have
about
not
that.
seen
No,
this.
I'm sorry.
I don't think that's not ringing a bell at all.
No, but what you see in this performance of Jim Carrey is how much he took over the role of Andy Kaufman, and even his parents saw Andy Kaufman and Jim Carrey. Andy Kaufman's
it wasn't
parents
just his
went
parents.
to the set.
It was his parents. It was his
colleagues.
I think his sister or something was.
I want to say one of his siblings,
sister or aunt or something was there, and
relative.
Jim Carrey at the end of this documentary said it went on to I think he said Andy Kaufman had a child that he never met.
Mm-hmm.
Andy,
it was his daughter.
Yeah.
His daughter met him, and she was like, "Okay, I'm kind of meeting Andy Kaufman."
Yeah, so it was really weird because he said the weird thing that happened was while I was doing this, he said Andy had a daughter that he never met, and she contacted me, and we sat in a trailer, and it was like I gave her the gift of meeting her dad.
In a sense, because Jim Carrey idolized Andy Kaufman so much to the point where Andy, there's
and it's like she made peace with him by talking to him. And
in Andy Kaufman's career, there were times where you had no idea whether or not he was joking, because he did these things that were just way out of left field.
Yeah, you couldn't tell.
Jim Carrey got into a major fight with Jerry Lawler.
Oh yeah, he was
because
pissing him
Andy
off.
Kaufman and Jerry Lawler actually had a bit in the 70s or 80s or whatever. I'm sorry if I'm getting that decade wrong, but where Andy Kaufman would call out Jerry Lawler, and they actually had wrestling matches, and they had Jerry Lawler get on set for Man in the Moon to portray himself. And so Jim Carrey would antagonize Jerry Lawler like Andy Kaufman would, and Jerry Lawler about beat the shit out of him.
No, he did beat the shit out of him.
He didn't hit him.
No, on the when they were on the Tonight Show or the
Jerry Lawler actually hit Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey actually he wasn't supposed to hit him.
It's supposed to be a stunt double.
because of insurance reasons or whatever. And Jim Carrey went up to Lawler right before him. He's like, fuck insurance. I want you to hit me. I know that you want to do it. And he fucking he slapped him on the floor out of the chair.
the audience on this portrayal of Andy Kaufman was like, oh, because it wasn't really supposed to happen.
It wasn't really supposed to happen.
They kept the film rolling, and oh my gosh, Jim Carrey and his method acting on portraying Andy Kaufman. It was, you see a whole nother side to him. And I actually told Alex, I was like, it's kind of weird. Jim Carrey's comedy really changed from the 90s to the 2000s. I wonder if this did it. Because I wonder if him portraying him really twisted his mind in a sense.
He went on to be what did he say? He saw a hand reader or a palm reader or something he was talking about. It was like during the time he was playing Andy Kaufman or something. He said he saw a palm reader or something, and she predicted correctly what would happen, and it said something like, you're going to be in the next year or something.
Oh, 3 major films are going to change your career.
Yeah, and it ended up being Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, and Ace Ventura.
All 3 of those came out in 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year.
And then what was that thing where he wrote a check to himself?
He wrote a check for himself for $1 million, and did he bury it?
He buried it with his with somebody.
I don't recall who it was, but yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey portraying that, it's just a whole nother thing. I would recommend watching it if you're interested in seeing.
It's really good.
This portrayal of how
even if you have no idea who Andy Kaufman is, just it's good. It's good to see it. They said that they've kept this film or this footage under wraps for the last 20 years because they were scared that if they would have released it, it would have made Jim Carrey look like an asshole.
Yeah, Universal Studios didn't want that done. I'm gonna look up.
It probably would have ruined his career.
I'm gonna look up. Andy Kaufman.
I can see how with watching all of the behind the scenes footage, like it gets kind of freaky.
Do you know what Andy Kaufman looks like?
No.
I'm going to show you a photo of him real quick you see Jim Carrey in that.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll slide up on the YouTube slider right now for you guys. So, yeah, I mean, watch it. It's really good. It's a good, as soon as I saw the trailer for this, I think it was a month ago, I was like, yeah, I got to watch that. It looks good.
It's very good.
Would you ever buy matching PJs for you and your animals?
Maybe.
First, you have to get the animals to wear it. The only animal
Layla
that would be our dog, yes.
Yeah, Layla would.
Why are you asking?
I just saw that on Facebook and I thought that's stupid.
It's stupid, but I would do it just because not for like oh my God, I have to get that because it's so adorable. It's more just like because I can.
You know what it's going to be? It's probably going to be incorporated into people's Christmas cards this year.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, we should do it.
And it probably already has to an extent.
Well,
do you guys put out Christmas cards?
No.
We haven't in probably the last 4 years.
If you if the next time you do, are you going to add the assholes?
What?
Our animals?
Yeah.
That's mean.
Well, Snickers can be an asshole.
Literally, Snickers is asshole. That's what she shows you every time you touch her.
Wasn't literally going for that. But.
Well, see,
that's what it'll be is, all right, say cheese, and you'll touch Snickers. She'll go, and put her butt up in the air.
Well, last night, Alex has a onesie. She has an adult onesie. It's a Minion one. And
I bought it for
Halloween.
For Halloween for work. We were told to dress up as Minions, and I just did a last minute all right, I was gonna put together a costume, and then I saw that and I'm like, screw it.
Well, Alex was wearing it and she's like, do you want a onesie? I was like, I wouldn't mind having one probably just because, it's pajamas. That's all I do at home is if I'm not on the podcast or I have people over, I am wearing pajamas.
I think
that's
everybody
my thing.
is.
But Alex was like, oh, we could get matching onesies. I was like, fuck that. I am not going to be that couple that wears matching shit.
What if it's just you and me?
I don't know.
Do you remember seeing that Xbox onesie that came out? And I think it
Xbox
might have only
onesie.
Came out in Australia.
What?
But it was white. And it had a hood.
That's gonna get filthy.
And big pockets for controllers and shit.
I always made fun of my brother because he's got a Pokemon onesie. Like that's what he wore for Halloween. Mm-hmm. But every time I'm over there, he's wearing it. That's
probably nasty. He's got to wash that.
I am sure he washes it.
I hope
but
so.
I was always wondering, why does he always lounge around in this thing? Now that I have this Minion onesie, which
Is it fleece?
Yes.
Well, the fleece is very comfortable.
Well, and I'm a cold person.
It's very warm.
I'm a very cold person. And I'm not gonna lie, I've worn that probably too many times. Like I just kind of was like, you know what, I'm, searching for like some bottoms or like a t-shirt or something, and then I look and I see that over there. I'm like, oh, but that's nice and warm, and it's super easy. You don't have to like, you just zip it right up.
I have
the only thing that sucks is going potty.
Yeah, I bet. I have a set of sheets that are fleece, and I put them on the bed for winter.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't be on the bed during the warm months because it gets too hot.
Yeah. It's kind of warm in here right now. I mean, I realized the heat has been blasting a little bit.
It's warm.
All right, talk about friggin' Survivor Series.
Yeah, we got to talk about Survivor Series. We haven't talked about wrestling in a while.
Yeah, Josh and I haven't watched a pay-per-view in probably 6 weeks, at least.
So you've missed 3.
Missed 2.
6 weeks is 3.
No, they don't do that anymore. No, or at least not all the time. They don't have a pay-per-view scheduled for Raw until Royal Rumble. So,
we looked that up.
They have Clash of Champions next month for SmackDown. But so, anyways, Survivor Series. I'm looking up the card here. I want to see what. Go ahead, Alex. You want to talk?
Okay. Well, I wanted to start off with the match of the night.
That would have been AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That was pretty back and forth. I wasn't sure.
So I absolutely enjoyed that, only because usually with these types of matches with Brock Lesnar lately, it's been, that he's going to go there. We've already started, like when we have people over for the pay-per-view, right before Brock goes on, we start taking tallies to see, how many suplexes is he going to do. Because that's just what he does. He just suplexes the fuck out of everyone until they give up and he pins them.
I said 10. You said 9. Shane said...
Someone said 8 or something.
8, and Wayne said 12.
There was actually only 3.
There were 3.
So
if you count the belly to belly one, that was 4.
But but that's what it's become a routine now, where everybody it's become a competition to see who can go in and defeat Brock Lesnar.
Well,
sounds boring.
Well, hold on a second.
It does sound boring, but with this was an amazing.
It was good
right off the bat, from start to almost finish. It was a great match, because it actually looked.
Alex.
What?
It was a 15-minute match, 15 and a half.
I feel like that was a bit longer than his other matches.
Well, Brock Lesnar only goes out for like 5 to 10 minutes, beats the shit out of someone,
and then leaves.
And it bothers me. They need to portray somebody better than that.
You didn't think AJ would have the upper hand at any point, and he did.
There were some times.
And Brock looked like he really did get hurt a few times.
Yeah.
But it was bodies flying everywhere, and of course, the first 5 minutes. You were just like, oh, great, this is going to be just like
Cena and Brock Lesnar is like all one-sided.
Yeah, you're just
SummerSlam 2 years
it's
ago.
all going to be one-sided because he's just tossing AJ Styles around in the ring like he's a rag doll. And then just for some reason, something clicked, and all of a sudden you got this really nice, actual, cool, like WWE yelling at the TV, old-style kind of wrestling match. And I was like, wow, and after that, I found myself clapping that Brock won. And I think you were just like, why are you happy? I'm like, because I actually enjoyed it, and they made me think for a second that AJ was actually going to get it.
Yeah, it was close.
Like, it was actually a very fair match.
Like, AJ, I don't know if you've ever watched AJ Styles wrestle, Brett.
He's a good wrestler.
Imagine Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
AJ Styles can use his feet like nothing else. He can.
Was it a title match?
No. This was a SmackDown versus Raw pay-per-view. That's what Survivor Series has become again. So AJ Styles is the WWE champion and Brock Lesnar is the Universal champion. So it's champion versus champion. It was just a back and forth. SmackDown versus Raw, who would win and stuff. I
think the only other one that I really liked but had a bad ending was the last match.
That was the main event 5v5.
Yeah, only because it was star-studded, and
it was very much.
It was very hard to cheer for one team versus another team. It was more just they put one person from SmackDown and one person from Raw together for the, what was it, 5v5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they picked the right people to tag in and out, like to verse each other. It was just, it was really good.
They have Kurt Angle wrestling again.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He's what, 50?
Probably.
I think that's what we looked at.
We ended up looking it up. With a broken freaking neck.
Yeah. But the very first thing that started was you've got Braun Strowman.
Oh, he's just a
who's
big
this
beast.
Freaking beast, and I love him. And
I can name the people. So for Team Raw, it was Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Triple H.
Yep.
going against Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon.
Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and John Cena.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the very first thing that happened that was hilarious is that you get everybody announced and in the ring, and you had Shane McMahon come up and just like push or shove or hit Braun Strowman in the back, and he turns around and just like backhands him or something and throws him across the ring, and he's like, oh shit. Like, didn't realize it was all, like, I know a lot of it's acting and stuff, but it was just hilarious. Like, wait, are you serious? And you just see Triple H on that side next to Braun Strowman be like, are you serious? What did you think would happen?
So it was
the ending sucked, though. I will say that the ending of that match was,
didn't understand it.
It was, we found ourselves saying, what, why, and okay, that was stupid.
The only other thing I want to take away from wrestling right now is we watched Raw, and Paige is back. And it's everyone was so excited. The audience was so loud.
I was excited because of the way they brought her in, and I want her to take that title
from Alexa Bliss.
Yes, I hate her.
She's a troubled woman.
Who?
Paige.
What do you mean troubled?
She's gotten in a lot of trouble.
Well, I mean, things
she's
happen.
young and rebellious, and
yeah, but she still has a career with WWE, which I was like, last year I was like, is she even like gonna come back ever again? Like, I wasn't sure why she was gone. She
banged up, didn't she?
She had neck surgery. Like, that seems to happen to a lot of women in WWE. That happened to Nikki Bella, happened to Paige. Well, just other people in general. John Cena has had multiple surgeries on his upper body. You know,
well, Kurt Angle.
Oh, of course, Kurt Angle with his broken frickin' neck.
Yeah.
We should probably hit our Thanksgiving plans and wrap it up.
Yeah. So what do you got going on?
Got a dinner at Cousin Andrew's tomorrow where he's doing a deep fried turkey, which is the best way to
I've never had it.
Deep fried
the best way to eat a turkey.
Don't forget your Cool Whip.
Right.
Why'd you put it in the freezer?
That's how they sell it.
Yeah.
It stays a little bit more firm.
Go ahead.
In the freezer, which stays on the pie better.
Okay. I've never frozen it. I've always had it refrigerated.
Well, if you go to the store, it's in the frozen section.
Yeah.
But then on Friday, I got another family thing. Then I'm going to grill a turkey breast.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Alex and I are seeing both sides of her side of the family, her dad's side and her mom's side. So, I mean, nothing too crazy. I don't know if I'm even going to like go out to the stores tomorrow night.
I'm
on
not planning
shopping.
on it.
I mean, if we stop somewhere and just see, I mean, we always stop at Target.
Yeah, Target's always got, at least they're always organized, and it's really an in and out deal with them versus if you go to Walmart, everything's thrown around and trashed and.
Well, I was talking with one of my friends earlier this week that we both worked at Walmart.
Yeah.
And the Black Friday event is just not what it was when I started my retail career.
Right.
Oh no.
It was
more
packed
spread
person
out, to person back then.
Now they didn't do the online stuff back then that they did now.
Yeah, online has really taken over.
It's just a different kind of event.
Yeah, and I don't know why they're still doing it on Thanksgiving. Why don't they just move it to Friday?
I don't know.
It'd be best. I mean,
that's the other thing that bugs me. It's Black Friday on Thanksgiving Thursday.
That's why they call it Black Friday event, and it starts before Friday.
Like, there's people that the other thing that bugs me is, like, I like that they back in the day when it was Black Friday, like everyone waited till Black Friday to do it, and it was the excitement of it. There's just not excitement anymore because I mean I've noticed that checking my emails lately and being at the mall today, people are already doing their sales.
Yeah.
Like Bath and Body Works,
Amazon
they're already doing a sale.
It's like a week-long event now.
Yeah. Aeropostale, they have their sales going out. Like I mean, they do their same sales every single year, but they already started.
And you got to consider they've had to change their plans because of all the online sales.
Yeah. Well, that's probably the other thing. There's probably online specials that people wait for, but in store, it's just I could walk in and Aeropostale had these big old signs that said, that were black and red and said Black Friday deals going on now, 70 to 80% off the whole store.
Wow.
Well, like Amazon does, literally it's called Black Friday week.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, then Cyber Monday, you've got Cyber Monday too, and I feel like that's not even a big thing anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I'm not really interested in seeing sales anymore. I just don't care.
I mean, honestly, you don't have to wait for this week to find good deals. Generally, they're periodically throughout the year. Like, I think the best time to buy a TV is right around Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They do a lot of people do really good deals. So
right.
It's just I'm glad that it's not like it was because, well, I was working during them. So
well, yeah.
And times have changed with the internet and just the way other retail stores are. I mean, I think Amazon mainly takes the cake with
Black Friday is just not an event anymore, and I feel like it's not gonna be a thing in the future. Like
Probably
I feel
not.
like Black Friday is gonna be something that we tell our kids about. Like I feel like it's gonna go away.
Yeah, but now we get to see like who gets injured on Black Friday because it always happens every year, and
it's just stupid
some places,
people.
yeah.
Let's get out of here.
So
Can I do a shout out real quick?
go ahead.
I just want to do it's kind of a shout out. Congratulations to our friends over at the Dan and Cody podcast. They are celebrating their 100th,
100th I saw that.
Good
episode.
job.
So
Congrats,
congratulations, guys.
Dan.
We'll be there soon. We've got 15 weeks.
It's a long time.
And we've got a lot of plans in the work for episode 100,
Yeah.
so
We
stay
do. It'll be
tuned for
fun.
that. It's going to be a pretty big...
Feels
pretty
like a big
event.
accomplishment when you get to a number like that.
Yeah.
Remind me off the air. I had an idea for that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're still talking about things and setting stuff up and getting ideas. Do you guys have anything else to say before we do the wrap-up?
No.
See, me, I've got these candles here that I never blew out, 30.
Blow them out now.
Yeah, Alex, what were you planning on doing with this?
Did you get a cake?
No,
Are you gonna get a cake?
maybe. I have been running around all day.
You
Yeah.
do every Wednesday.
Oh, by the way, that was one thing I forgot to say. As I was leaving the mall today, they've already got Santa out.
What?
Yeah, they've already got Santa out, and as I was walking
Did
by,
you see the prices on how much that is?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
But I was walking by, and I just so happened to look over and at the chair, and he was there, and he looked at me and smiled and gave me a big wave, and it was funny because I automatically just got a big grin and waved back at him. Like it just like was the kid in me kind of like sparked a bit. I was like, oh, Santa waved at me. I don't know. It felt weird. Then afterwards I walked away and I'm like, oh, that was kind of weird. But he saw me and like he was looking around walking because it wasn't very busy when I was at the mall. So, he was just sitting there and he's like, oh, look, there's a person. And I was like, oh, hi, Santa.
So before we do our plugs, T-Shirt Tuesday is still going on for the month of November. If you head on over to our Twitter page, which is at PTOUnlimited, on the top pinned post is our T-Shirt Tuesday giveaway. All you have to do is follow us on Twitter, retweet the post using hashtag PTO giveaway, and like the post for your chance to win our T-shirt. Please do it. I mean, if you like shirts, you want a free one, try it. You could win. So make sure you do that. So without further ado, guys, it is time to plug it in. So if you're listening to or watching us, there are other apps you can find us on. For our audio listeners, we are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Blueberry, TuneIn, Satchel, the Xbox One podcast app, Google Play Music, and Podbean. And we thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing, reviewing us on iTunes, and the reposts on SoundCloud. We thank you guys for doing that. Thank you very much. And any way to get us out there and expand our audience, you guys helping us out, it's a big thank you to you. For our video watchers on YouTube, every Monday, if you like what you see, every Monday we're on YouTube where we have our podcast. You can watch us in video form. So if you like what you see, hit that like button and hit that subscribe.
And then tell somebody else to.
Yeah.
Share the love.
Yeah, share the love. And we thank you guys for joining us in video form as well. Every Tuesday night, we're on Exploded Radio on exploded.com or on the TuneIn app at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can check out our podcast on there. They play our most recent
Can't be
episode.
6 p.m. Central and Standard Time.
Central Standard Time, CST. What?
Oh, I'm thinking, okay. Because we are not in Central Time.
No, but it happens in other places.
I know, my fault.
7 Eastern if you're on the East Coast. We're on Exploded.com on their Exploded Radio channel, or also on TuneIn. You can find Exploded Radio on there as well. Also, check out other podcasts Monday through Friday at the same time. There's other ones on there as well. For our social media apps, if you want to follow us on there, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. And we are also on Twitter, which is @PTOUnlimited, as previously stated. If you want to catch us live on those apps, we are there every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do our precast meeting and we talk about what we're going to talk about before we talk about it. We also prefer that the audience, chime in what they want to hear our opinions on, or any facts or anything. Mm-hmm. If you want us to talk about it, join us and get into that chat, and Alex will read it, and she'll be like, "Oh, they said this. Let's add it." So if you guys join us on that, we thank you guys for joining us on our social media apps. If you ever want to follow me on Twitter, I am @Lemke619.
Brett_Wings.
Cute_Kitty.
That wraps up 85.
85. Oh, yeah. Quick note. I heard today that on average a person consumes 10,000 calories tomorrow.
Wait, one person can?
A person will consume 10,000 calories on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, our Thanksgiving is BS.
I don't think I can consume 10,000 calories.
We're eating 2 dinners.
2 dinners, yeah.
I know, but thinking about what I'm eating, I just don't think it'd be 10,000.
Okay. Quickly, do you like pumpkin pie?
Yes.
I'm eating a lot.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yes, thanks for joining us. And if it's after Thanksgiving, hope you had a good one. So,
Word.
Bye.
Bye.